Why, hello everyone. I hope you guys are having a great day today. So this is part three of the automated form that allows users to add themselves to groups. And in this video, we're going to focus more so on approvals because right now anyone can select any user and they can select any group. They can click submit and it will automatically be added to that group, but there's no really intermediate approval. And the reason why this could be important, for example, is maybe a group is associated with a role that requires or has a license allocation to it. So we don't want it to go over the license count without a proper validation beforehand. So in this video, we're going to add an approval. And what I'm thinking is that, say my name is Abraham and I select an App Engine Studio. Before Abraham can be added to the group App Engine Studio, someone from the App Engine Studio group would have to approve the request first. And similarly, if it were another group, someone from this group would have to approve the request first. And in order to do that, we're going to go to our flow that we made. I am going to quickly add an action at the end to also close the RITM because I did not do that in part one of the series. And it could be good to have maybe a standard flow that could be used across every flow and then somehow dynamically add subflows to it just to have it more organized. So for example, in this case, I'm doing an update record to close the RITM, but when you have multiple RITMs, if you're always doing this, it may not be good practice. And maybe you can have kind of like, think of it as like a master flow that does this. And maybe this could be something in a future video that we build off further. And I'm just going to set the stage to close complete. So that way we will now see that the RITM has successfully closed upon successful completion of the automated task. And what we want to do is right before we create the automated task, you want to call the out of the box action called ask for approval. And we're going to drag in the RITM. And this is the action that will send an approval request to the group that we're going to add. So if anyone, we're going to do approve if anyone. I'm just going to see the options here, approve or reject. And anyone approves or rejects from the group that is selected. So I'm just going to drag the required group field, which is this right here. So it's going to send it to the selected group here, the approval. Then we're going to add a condition to check did they approve it or not. And if they approved it, let's check the approval state. So if it's approved, so I'll just do request approved, and then and only then we will do the logic to actually add them to the group. So I'm just going to drag all of this beauty within the if condition. And if they don't approve, we're going to add a else right here. We're simply just going to close the RITM to close incomplete. So actually, even better, I could probably just copy this and move this here and then set this to, there should be something called incomplete. Yeah, there we go, close incomplete, because the request was not completed. And we will give that a test. I'm just going to go ahead and activate it and see if that works. Do note that approvals may need a specific role associated with their group to actually be an approver. So let me do a refresh here, but this is just to give you an idea on how you could potentially construct a flow with out of the box actions to do this. So now if I select Abel and then I select another user, or by user I mean group, so he wants to be added to the problem solving group. And now let's do submit. So if I go to the request and search for it here, and we're going to click on the RITM, we can see that these are the approvers of the group. So it's sent a request to each of these groups here. And this is an actual user, so the user is actually called problem manager, and similarly for the other ones. And if any one of these users approve the request, it will go to the next step, which is to create an automated task. So I'm going to just right click and approve it on behalf of them because I'm an admin. And now if I do a refresh, I have to go back to the RITM. So let me just go back here. I'm just going to recopy this, search for it, click on the RITM. And we can see that the task was in fact created to IT automation. Add Abel to problem solving. Perfect. And now if we check the user Abel, he should be in the problem solving group. I think the fastest way will just be for me to go back to the form because I'm going to do another test. Reselect Abel, click on the eye icon, and we can see now he's part of 3 groups and problem solving is there. So what if an approver rejects the request? I'm just going to quickly validate that it did in fact close the RITM. Yep, it did, so that's good. The request was completed. And so I want to now be added to the database group. So I'm going to click on submit. And now, if I search for the requests, go to the RITM. So these are the users in the database group. If one of them rejects it, like so, it's been rejected. So now if I refresh, it should not create the automated task, which we don't see here. We can just refresh one more time just to double check that. And we can see that it was in fact set to closed incomplete for the stage, and except the state was not set to close incomplete. So it looked like setting the stage to close incomplete didn't automatically set this accordingly. So we're just going to quickly make the adjustment and then I'll do another test. So I'm going to go here and let me just make the state close incomplete as well, just to really make it more accurate. And then we'll do one more test to make sure that works. So that is activating. Very good, it said successful. Let's try again. So let's do Abel. We should see database because he was not added to the group. We'll click on submit. And then we're going to go to the request, search for the request, go to the RITM. And again, we're going to reject it on behalf of one of the users. Do a refresh. No task was created. And if we look at the RITM, it is in fact closed incomplete. So that's just a quick little use case on adding an approvals before a task is actually created. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know and we will continue building off this in the next video. Thanks everyone, have a good day. Bye-bye, see ya.